movies. Mutilation, decapitation, torture. Does that sound entertaining? More blood than a blood bank. Have we got your attention?
Yeah. Welcome back, terrestrials. As it's starting to cool off a little bit randomly, I'm sure the heat's coming because it's August. We're going to continue to do movies that remind us of summer. Hot, sweaty, just, that kind of movie. So you clicked on the video because you saw what we're doing. It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Jerry, what
Yes,
do you grade?
sir.
What do you grade this movie?
I'm gonna give it an S. I'm gonna give it like an S plus
Sure.
plus. Like,
Mhm.
like
It's
great
top
job.
tier. Yeah, top
And
tier.
sticker on the paper and everything.
Yeah.
Fucking S.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah. It's a S plus for
right.
sure. Um all right. So let's get into it because
Kidding.
we've done the other ones. We've been kind of holding out on this
We
one
did
a
the
little bit.
remake. We
Yeah.
talked about this once, but it was like a real small clip. If you go down through the categories,
Yeah, to the rabbit hole.
yeah,
Um
we
we did
talked
a
about it
top five.
once.
We did like a top five
Right.
Texas Chainsaw Massacres. Obviously, this was our first one. So we
Right.
both had a couple things to say about it, but it wasn't a full-on review. So we felt like
Yeah.
it deserved its own review. Um
Yeah.
we
And an
we
anthology of
yeah,
Texas Chainsaws.
for
So
sure. Yeah, the good part of the anthology, the fun part, not the later 2000 Netflix one that just
you still got to go back and like check it out and
I
be
did.
like, oh yeah, oh you did.
Yeah, I
It
watched it.
still doesn't hold to
It's not, I mean, I'll consume anything Leatherface. Like
right,
I'll watch it like because I know Next Generation isn't fantastic. I know that like 3 isn't the greatest, but
all right.
those hold special places in my heart because of the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
When you do it now, it's like ugh. So I just it doesn't sit well with me. It kind of combines stories a little bit.
All right.
And yeah. So anyways, not talking about that one, we're talking about this one. The biggest thing, all right, so I'm gonna crack off
Yeah, go ahead.
two big things for me, right?
Okay.
This movie, when you watch this movie, you feel heat. You
Yes.
feel hot. You feel uncomfortable and sweaty. You feel they do such a good job of just showing that Texas boil that
Right.
just everything. And then it's the 70s, so there's not like air conditioning readily available everywhere. Like
Just
the
open the
homes
window.
aren't yeah. You just sit and be hot. And I don't love that. I'm starting to actually, as I get older, I'm starting to enjoy it a little bit, like just being hot outside, just sweating, not doing anything, but just sitting still and just
Right.
hoping that breeze crosses my path.
Right.
I'm actually mildly start. There's some days where I'm like, I kind of get it. I kind of get why old people sit on porches,
Yeah.
but the other thing
Yeah,
for
but the
me is,
comfort of sitting on a porch like that is being like, okay, I've had enough. I'm gonna go inside in the air
right,
conditioner.
exactly,
You know, you're not gonna
yeah.
be laying in
Yeah.
bed tonight at like 3 a.m. just like hot.
No. I will beat myself over the head with a hammer to
Right.
pass out before I sit there and sweat all night.
Yeah.
Um, Air conditioning is one of the main reasons I get up and go to work every day. So that I can afford air conditioning.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like there's that aspect of the movie that I think that it's so well done, like
Okay.
just the way it's shot and like the bones and everything. It just for some reason all of it just really lays into the heat
Yeah.
and the
And it's
story, and that's why we decided we were going to do summertime movies, and that would be one of
that
them.
and the anniversary is right around the corner on the 18th. So,
True.
but yes, back to the heat. The heat, not only does it have a sense of like hot sweating, but
Mm,
also like the opposite of like hot and dry, like
mhm.
Texas dry
Right.
heat, where you don't get any relief from sweat. Like they're like sweating sometimes, and when it's real hot, it kind of cools you down a little bit. But
Mhm.
this dry heat just kind of like sucks that away in this
Mhm.
movie, and it
Yeah.
feels like not drinking water for a while, and your mouth's all dry and shit, and
Yeah. Yeah.
and that heat, yeah, I agree with that. So heat number
Yeah.
two.
Number two is I wish Franklin died in the first 2 minutes of this movie.
No, Franklin's too important.
I understand he's important to the to the movie. I
Yes.
understand that, like, I got so and it honestly, it could be because I've seen this movie 1,000 times.
Right.
I am so sick of hearing his whiny fucking voice complain about everything all the goddamn time.
Go.
I
It's the
was ready to kill
catalyst.
him. I was ready to kill him my goddamn self.
He's the catalyst. Man,
Like, it was
fucking
just it was so annoying from the moment that we hit that van. He's complaining about how hot he is, which I would too. I get it. He complains about everything. Oh, do you think I said something to make him mad? Shut up, Franklin. Shut the
well, I
fuck
didn't
up.
have my knife last. You
Yeah.
had it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like
I
yeah,
want the flashlight. I'll go with you, okay?
yeah, because you
No,
can even
because
see like in the movie's eye,
mm,
like before they're getting ready to leave.
mm,
We're gonna go see, make sure Grandpa's grave is okay,
mm,
and then like a mother character being like, "Take your brother Franklin.
mm,
I don't want to deal with him for the rest of the afternoon." And
yeah,
oh, wouldn't it be nice if you take Franklin with you?
mm,
It's like,
yeah,
oh God damn it,
yeah,
do that. But it makes it worse because Franklin's not just annoying, but because he is like handicapped. A wheelchair, like
right.
heavy set guy
And
in a wheelchair.
that's not even the struggles that upset me. Like when he can't get through the doorway and he's like struggling to get into the house. That I understand that, bitch, all you want. Like that is a real struggle. That is a real reason for you to complain.
Right.
I get that. When you're just complaining about heat and this and that, I don't care if you're in a wheelchair or not, you're being a bitch. Knock it off. And his voice is just like, I get it if you're like, yo, man, it's fine. It's hot, dude. Yeah, yeah, no, it is. But you don't talk about it for the whole fucking movie. Like, we get it. That's the point of the movie. Look at the shots that it's shooting. It's showing heat radiating off of things. We get it. We can see literal, real sweat pouring
Yeah.
down your face. Like, there's a shot from underneath of Franklin where you can see like 6 beads of water getting ready to drip off his face. That shit's real. That's real heat in that little metal oven of a van that they
Of a
have.
van. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
I get it. But like also I feel like half of that was just him, the actor, complaining in real life. Like it just
Yeah.
it broke. I don't know if it's just like I've seen it so much. It's like the same little brother nagging you about the
Yep.
same thing over and over and over again. It's like,
Yep.
yo, I've had it. I've had it with Franklin. Like he honestly, I don't think he does anything for the movie. Like he
No, he
doesn't,
does. He does everything
but
for it.
what? All right, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. Tell
Well,
me what
like
it is.
honestly, okay,
Yes.
if it wasn't for Franklin, okay, if Franklin didn't, if Frank, okay, so Texas Chainsaw Massacre with no Franklin,
Right.
okay, that means that Kurt and Pam, they would never know where the swimming hole was. So they would go, "Hey Sally, Jerry, where's the swimming hole?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, we'll all go down there." And then all four of them would have gone, and then it would have been a one and done.
Okay.
Franklin leads the down behind them
Yeah, yeah,
two old
between them two
sheds.
sheds, I
Yeah,
won't sit here and be
but
sad, but they could have put another character in there because how many times have we seen it in other movies where like his sister and homeboy are up and Fro guy are upstairs banging. They're going out to the pond, and the stoner sits down and smokes weed by himself. You know
right,
what I mean? Like you didn't have to have that whiny character specifically. And that's my point. Like, yeah, there still needed to be a fifth member,
right.
but he could have been like an artist and he could have went out and painted the field, or he could have went out and smoked some trees, or like he could have went out and set
I
fires.
think.
or
Toby
whatever the
did
case
what
is.
he's supposed to do. He wanted to create a character in a movie that was the most annoying thing in the world that, 80 years later,
Pissed me off.
two guys
Mhm.
and fucking on a review show are sitting there going like, yeah, that motherfucker's so annoying. And I love the fact too because there's a documentary where like Marilyn, Sally,
Mhm.
she's like, it wasn't really hard to really hate Franklin. Like
Mhm.
he did that to them. He played that character of annoying character,
I
and
bet. I
yeah, and
fucking
they
bet. And
like
I can feel it. I feel like I hate that
even some of the
motherfucker.
dialogue, like
Yeah.
where he's like, Sally, Sally, and she goes, what?
Yeah.
Like you can tell that no longer Sally saying that. That's Marilyn saying that because oh nothing.
He just, yeah, exactly. That's like, I don't like that. I don't like that. What is it? Personality. I don't like that. It's when, and he just randomly says dumb shit like, or like this, like, poor me, pity me thing.
Right.
Like, I get, but it's not about his situation, right? It's not about him being in a chair. That's not what he's complaining about. It's all this other shit that he's complaining about.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so
And he probably can get away with it because he's in a wheelchair.
right.
Like he's
And
because he's they what do they say? Indolent brother Franklin, you know?
oh, I don't remember
Yeah,
it's
like in the title
specifically
scroll
the
in
thing.
the yeah, but like
Oh, invalid, yeah, or
yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
like he is that, he is 100% out of the womb. He is he just can't do anything for himself. Not
Yeah.
because he's in a
Yeah.
wheelchair, because he's so damn annoying and he knows he
Yeah.
can get away with it probably.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It
that's
just, yeah,
and he knows it all probably because what's that smell? Oh, it's a slaughterhouse.
yeah.
Remember? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where Granddad used to sell his cattle. And
Hmm.
like, and then the second that an obstacle is put in front of him, like the hitchhiker,
Hmm.
one of probably the greatest B character in a horror
Oh,
movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
Not B
yeah.
as in B movie, but just our A character is Leatherface, our B
Hmm.
character is the hitchhiker, and the hitchhiker by far is one of the greatest. But when that character meets Franklin, because that's who he's talking to. Like the
Hmm.
other kids, they're up at the front as far as they can get, but Franklin and him are face to face, and
Hmm.
Franklin just talks to him. It's like,
They energy vampire each other.
yeah, yeah, completely,
Yeah. Like,
completely.
I get. You know, it's funny because I was watching, for some reason, this movie this time. I don't know. It just happened naturally, but I just looked at every scene as a shot.
Right.
So, like, after, the hitchhiker does his thing and he gets out of the car, I'm watching this van roll away and they're shooting from inside the van at the hitchhiker. And the van is very clearly moving 2 miles an hour to make sure they get this shot. And I'm like watching it like almost as if I'm standing behind the camera, watching how the camera is getting the shot. Um, and no, I don't smoke weed anymore. But like I was kind of like in that view of it, and I'm watching him and I'm like, he's doing a really good job of moving slow so that he stays in frame, but he's
Hmm.
also backing away from the van so that he stays in frame, but he's getting further away and it's making the van look like it's moving away from him. But in reality, it's just him moving away from the van backwards,
Right.
not out of frame. And I was like, that was really smart how they did that.
Hmm.
Like, that's how I looked at every shot in this movie this time.
Oh yeah.
And I died laughing at a shot that I've never thought was funny before. But I just like I was like crying laughing at the idea of Leatherface after he snatches up Fro, after he snatches up the
Jerry.
Fro guy, yeah, Jerry, after he snatches him up and he runs to the window and he's looking, and then he's like looking around his house, and then he sits down with the sledgehammer. The thought of you, like, way back in the day when we first discussed the idea of Leatherface not understanding why people keep breaking into
Breaking
his
into his
house.
house, right?
That thought was running through my mind in that scene, and I couldn't stop laughing because I then thought of like Tucker and Dale, like going like because he sits down and
Why
he's
do they
like
keep
he
doing this?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
These kids keep killing themselves all over our property.
Yeah.
But like he sits down, and he puts his hands on his
Yeah,
head, and he like
he
drops the
he
hammer on
does
the
that
ground.
and just
Yeah,
sitting there
and he
like,
like he drops the hammer, he puts his hands on his head, and in my brain, I was just thinking, like laughing, like that's what he's thinking right now. It's like, why
right,
do these kids keep coming in my house and attacking me, and I have to kill them all over
right,
my property?
right.
Like I just started dying laughing because like obviously the first 100 or so times I've seen this movie, that thought wasn't in my head because I was, but then this time it was, and I watched it and I was just like, that's fucking hilarious. Like, that's
Yes,
great.
yes.
That's great for him to just be like, why do these people keep coming in my damn house?
Right. And like I've also had like the chicken and the egg theory where it's like, okay, it's a small world,
Mhm,
but so hitchhiker
mhm,
cuts his hand,
mhm,
they kick him out,
mhm,
you know. He puts the symbol on the van.
mhm,
So when they go to the gas station,
mhm.
the guy comes out and's like, I ain't got no gas,
Right.
even though he probably had gas.
Yeah.
And then they give him the directions to his, the grandfather's farm,
Mhm,
you know, that the Leatherface mysteriously lives next to. It's
mhm.
like, okay, what's the chicken or the egg? Where, because that clearly is the grandfather's farm. Was it all because of the gas? Like, no, I ain't got no gas because I want you to stay here at the gas station so I can call Leatherface and then, he can come and get y'all because we need,
The way
we need more barbecue,
Yeah,
so
yeah. The way I looked at that situation, and it also was another kind of fun thing that I started like traveling down that road as well. But if they were nice to the hitchhiker, if they would have gave him his $2 and let him out at his house, they would have survived.
oh no, he wanted him back at the house because then Leatherface, go get him.
Right. But since they were mean to him, he marks the
He
van.
marks the van.
He see the dad sees that and then says, I ain't got no gas.
This is his
But I
brother.
would
The three brothers.
well, okay, the brother, yeah, for some reason I got it in my head that he was the dad.
No.
That was probably from the remakes. But um then he goes, all right, I ain't got no gas, but he knows Leatherface is on the other end of that property. So I'm going to send you to the property. I'm going to look like the nice guy. And I'm going to tell you where your old man's farm is.
Hmm.
And then I know you will see that house because you can pretty much see it. Because if you remember when Pam and her boyfriend see that house, they're down in the hole, the watering
Yes.
hole. So they're looking up and seeing the tip of the house. If they were standing up at the top of that, because that was probably 10 feet at least, if not more. If they were standing on the top of that, they should be able to see that house straight on
Right.
in that distance. So I think he thought they were going to see it. They were going to go there and explore it, or at least go see what it is, and then Leatherface can get at him.
Yeah.
Um, but it
As a
does make
farm
me
that the roads were probably right next to each other.
for sure.
It snaked off. The road snaked
Yeah,
off. So it was
yeah,
probably the next door neighbor. Like when
yeah,
Sally was running. Okay. So like Sally runs out of that, runs out and the truck driver stops
yeah.
and like he runs. He probably almost ran past where their van was.
That's a good possibility. I don't the way I think it in my mind, the way it lays out is the back of the house is the to the back of the house.
Right.
Like their farm, back of the house, they go down to a swimming hole, and then if you get up on top of that hill, you see the back of the house, the Leatherface is in.
Right.
But that does make me wonder at one point when their grandpa was alive and they were kids, they say, I stayed in this room. I did
Right. Right.
was Leatherface over there in that fucking house were they waving to them as neighbors? Like, hey guys, how are you?
Maybe.
You
Yeah.
coming over for a barbecue? Like, where was that fucking Sawyer family sitting over there being psychos this whole time while this family was also living here? Because again, you could see each other's homes in that small town.
Right.
So how did this like, and I know later in the sequels we or in the remakes we see how it kind of developed out of starvation because the town was shutting down and
Or even
Arlie
further
our
in Texas 3D, they established that, oh, there's just like a bunch of like families. They're just like a bunch. They're just like a
yeah.
commune basically,
Mhm.
and it's centered around the cook, the hitchhiker, Leatherface, but there's also like, like a bunch of other families that lived around there. So that house could have been like at one time when they were little, like completely different owners, and then this commune group of cannibals came in and, you know, took
Yeah, I mean,
over it.
I think that it well what I meant by it was like the movie, I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the 2000s remakes where they're sitting at the table and dad's wearing the sheriff gear and he's like, um, we're not moving. We
Yeah.
will
Oh,
stay
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
We will survive on people if we have to. So like that transition happened, but before that when Leatherface was a little feller, was he playing with Franklin? Did he play with Sally?
Yeah.
Like, do they know each other? Like, that's what I'm saying though. Like, they're not out of the realm of being the same age.
Oh, yeah.
And
No.
if he lived there and they were visiting, they probably played together because they just ran through fields and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
clearly they make, you know, they make Leatherface look like, yeah,
It,
with the teeth and stuff. He's not the smartest
yeah.
crayon in the box, but
Yeah,
uh,
that's another thing that I like more about this is that Leatherface is never like, we don't know what's under that, and there's no need to know. Like
mhm,
in later movies, they explain, oh yeah, he's deformed or this or that, and
mhm,
it's like we don't need to know why he wants to wear people's faces or why he wants to wear dresses and
mhm,
dress up,
mhm,
like, because there's that one part where, the cook and the hitchhiker come in with Sally and he's got like a whole mom outfit on.
mhm.
Like he was just hauling ass
Yeah,
for
yeah,
miles, chasing her with a chainsaw.
yeah,
No easy feat. No
yeah. No,
easy.
no, no, definitely not.
And then like they're like, oh, she's going up to the gas station. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to the house and change. I'm gonna get into my nice stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like that's just, we don't need to know why. Like,
I
and
mean,
in later
ob
movies they'll tell you.
obviously the question is there, right? Like the question
Right.
of why is he, what the fuck, why is he? But it's not explained, and you kind of forget about it. You get because of the action of the movie and the way that the movie the roads that the movie takes,
Mm-hmm.
you just kind of forget about it. Like, all right, well, they're not going to explain it. Like, all right, whatever,
Right.
and you just go through the motions of the movie. But yeah, I think that I the way I was looking at it this time was just it's like every time I watch it, I look at it in a different light,
Right.
and I just it like obviously the stuff that I was finding funny this time, but then like again I'm like laughing at like grandpa like trying to hit her over the head with the hammer and shit,
Yeah.
and they can't get him to hold on to it and stuff
Fucking
like that, and then
Hitchhiker.
the
My
little
favorite line in that movie was like, "Hit that bitch!"
yeah
like he gets so frustrated and stuff. Just give it to me. I'll take care of it.
yeah
Like,
and they're like talking shit to you're just the cook,
yeah.
but they cut Sally's finger and they put it in grandpa's mouth, and he starts to like he like kind of dances a little
Yeah.
bit, and there's like
Yeah.
yeah I'm just
Fucking
like what
moldy
the
ass old
fuck,
man and shit.
yeah.
Fucking. I notice. and this goes more is one of my favorite characters, very quick on screen, is the drunk guy in the
The
tire
drunk
at the
old
beginning.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, and not the one with the pipe, you know.
Right. The old man
Honey,
with the
that fella.
bottle.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
him, but the one who he does that little line that talks about it is them that laugh and know better.
Yeah, you laugh at me because I'm old, but I laugh at you because I know better.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's the sum up of this movie where, okay, so in two scenes, we see both of them laughing. You see the victims laughing and you see the villains laughing. The victims are laughing because they don't know what they're into. They're just
Hmm.
in that house having a good time
Hmm.
laughing, you
Yeah.
know, and up in Franklin's like, hey, come on, and then he blows
Yeah.
raspberries and stuff.
Mm.
And then on the reverse coin, we see the Sawyer family, um, at the dinner table when Sally's, like
Mhm.
tied up and just screaming, and they're all laughing.
Mhm.
And if you look at one scene, they're laughing, but the cook, he kind of like recoils,
Mhm.
because he's just the cook,
Yeah, yeah,
I ain't got no
yeah,
pleasure in killing.
yeah.
And that's where this notion comes from, is that they laugh because they don't know what they're in. They laugh because they know
Mhm.
better than laughing. They know that, this is gonna happen. I mean, we're gonna eat your friends,
Mhm.
we're gonna sell them off to barbecue and
Yeah,
at the gas station.
yeah.
But I really noticed at this time, and I've noticed it before, but I noticed it more when it had everything to do with fucking laughing
Yeah,
and shit, and
yeah.
just the two generational gaps, the hippies and the good old boys. And that's what I think, because like this movie is like a solid framework. Like there's like complaining about Franklin is like, okay, yeah, that's what he's there for. He's there for you to complain about. He's an ass,
Yeah.
you know. But there is no faults in this goddamn movie at all.
No. And I don't even think that Franklin is a fault.
No,
Like you
no.
said, I think he is there for that exact reason. I
Mm-hmm.
think that he is somebody for you to dislike. He is somebody. I think he is how the old generation looked at that generation.
Right.
I think that he was the
Weak.
representation of that old man. That's how he saw that generation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they did a perfect job at it. But I personally don't like him. I don't like his character. And you know what I mean? But like,
Right.
I don't think he's a flaw in the movie.
Not at all.
I think he's really well done. I think that the actor did a great job. He was really fucking annoying, and it
Mm-hmm.
does not shock me to find out that people really were snapping at him like that. Like, I get all
Fucking
that.
poor.
But
I think his name is
like
Paul
Paul something,
Fontaine.
yeah, something like that.
Like, but
Um, but I the two things that I didn't know that the narrator was the judge from Night Court.
he's not the
Um,
judge. He was the
was he?
defendant. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's the
I could
guy
have
in
sworn he was the
House
oh,
where
I think
he
in the new
coma guy.
I think the
Where
new he in the new Night Court he was the judge. He played the judge in the new
or
Night Court.
something. But yeah,
Um,
it's him.
but yeah, I didn't know that. And then also I didn't take note to the fact that I guess it was just something that I just I see it a million times and notice new things. Um, but when Franklin takes a bite of the sausage, he kind of like looks at it like that tastes weird, and then just keeps eating it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh yeah, that's people. That's why like
Yeah.
it's people mixed in there.
And it clearly looks like a dick.
Yeah, it
It
was. Yeah.
clearly looks like he has a dick in his mouth. And I've never known
Well, that's
someone.
just people not being very good at making sausage.
Yeah.
Like you can make sausage look like a dick by accident. It's not like Franklin was eating a dick. But
Technically, it
yeah.
was. They're people. It's people and
Well, yeah,
stuff.
there
So I
could be
mean,
dick in it, but that's not to say that they only made it out of dick.
right, right. It's not just a barbecue dick,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, and that's like I always the one thing that always like got was weird is when he's just like holding it in his mouth like a cigar
Hmm.
and shit, and just like it's like. eat the goddamn sausage, Franklin. What are you doing? Just like it's like a meat popsicle,
Yeah.
like a meat
Yeah.
sucker. You can just
Yeah.
keep the flavor going. No,
Yeah. 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 That
eat the
was
goddamn sausage, dude. Fucking.
that's when it looked the most like a dick,
Well,
is
he got
when he was
crunched
trying
in his
to,
mouth and he
yeah,
takes it out, and then he starts like spitting out fucking like stuff.
cartilage, probably cartilage and
Yeah,
shit.
it's just
Yeah.
like, geesh, you know.
Yeah.
But that's main focus to the barbecue, Texas barbecue.
Mhm.
You know that it's such a staple there. It's
Yeah.
not slow roasted pork. It's, you know, the brisket, it's the sausage, it's ribs. It's
Yeah.
all the things that you could clearly make from a human being, not like
Yeah.
pulled pork.
Right. Right.
You know, it's going to be completely different for all of our cannibals out there, you know. Uh, and the funny thing is that like we never see head cheese. They talk
Yeah.
about head cheese. My brother makes it real good, and you
Mhm.
know, like, but they never like, oh, it was a plate of head cheese or some shit, you know,
Yeah.
fucking
Uh,
like,
it, I mean, I guess it's a missed opportunity to not at least see a little bit of it in, like, it would have been cool to be like the hitchhiker, be like, hey, you want some of that head cheese? I told you
yeah,
you'd like it, but
I guess, you know, having a clear, translucent gelatin mold
yeah,
in the
right.
middle of a table
Yeah.
that just has like specks of stuff in there, not real easy to fucking like.
Yeah.
But then
But
again,
he also bonded with Franklin on head cheese,
yeah,
not anybody else. So,
my brother makes it real good. Um, the dinner scene in general is probably the most like it makes me feel worn out. Like I feel worn out after watching the dinner scene, no matter what.
I get exhausted at how much screaming Sally does.
And amazing screaming too.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's great,
Right.
but it's like the fight scene in They Live.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of like,
Cause it
I
like
know,
little
like,
dialogue, scream, little dialogue, scream,
yeah.
and then like
But
there's
there is a
nothing
part
in
where
there that
she's
gets
just screaming and
right.
screaming and scream, and it's like, bro, somebody hit that bitch. Like,
Yeah.
I agree with the hitchhiker, man.
Well, yeah, the cook and whatnot is like, all right, he that never mind. I'm gonna get off on topic and shit, but in the documentary, that
Mhm.
whole thing was filmed during the day. They
Yeah,
just had blackout curtains.
yeah,
My God, that place must have been hell with lights
yeah.
and just like that. Like it's not even nighttime. Like, oh, thank God, someone crack a window, let
Oh,
the evening breeze in, you know?
that's one of the things that I wanted to bring up is that fucking sun. The way they show that sun, that golden sun going down. They managed to capture it several times in the movie.
Hmm.
I'm assuming over the course of several days,
Probably.
but like that scene, just how yellow, like the amount of different golds, yellows, browns that sun produced. I was like, I've never seen a sun like that.
Yeah.
And I know there's no filter on that fucking camera.
No, they probably
How?
killed their lenses and shit
Yeah,
for,
I mean maybe,
you
but
know.
like that was so cool. I was just like,
Even even going back to the beginning where like you just hear the radio going and shit,
mhm,
talking about all the crap that's going on in Texas. And like they have those like sonar like NASA pulses of the sun shooting out like you
yeah,
know their waves and
mhm,
stuff, you know. And it's like, yeah, the main character, or one of the main characters, is the heat, and they
yeah.
try to bring that full force.
I think they do a great job of it,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. Like you can't like they in a movie, in a horror movie, summed up everything in Texas that you can, other
Yeah,
than football. That's the
yeah,
only thing that's missing in this movie.
yeah,
The sum up Texas.
yeah.
Heat,
No racism.
barbecue, yeah. Heat, barbecue, fucking, you know, don't mess with them, don't fuck with the locals,
Yeah,
you know. But they hit everything that's associated with Texas.
Yeah.
in a nutshell.
Yeah, they did a great job. I mean, it really is a perfect horror movie.
Right. I don't see why Texas doesn't just like make
Oh,
it
own the
acquire.
movie? Yeah.
No, just acquire the idea that, oh, National Texas Chainsaw Massacre Day,
Yeah. Yeah.
own that
Oh,
shit,
yeah,
man.
exactly. Own it. Own it. Put it, yeah, home of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like,
Yeah,
God, even the title of the movie just is so
iconic.
interesting. Like, just that phrase, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, goddamn, well, there can't be more perfect.
Right.
Like, it just the way those words work together is just perfect.
Imagine it in
Um,
74 when it came out and like
right. Yeah, exactly.
like, oh, we want to see horror movies, what? Like, the Gothic Castle, or
The Gothic
the
Castle, the
brain
Gothic
that
Castle,
wouldn't die, or
the
oh, here's
Blob, or
another
something
horror
like, yeah.
movie. Fucking, what is it called? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now that's a title.
Yeah, it sounds
I want to see
brutal
that.
as shit. It sounds so brutal.
Right. And like, this is the one of the Trinity. So to focus on Ed Gein, so you have Psycho,
Mhm,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Silence
mhm,
of the Lambs. All
mhm.
three are iconic, but I still say this is the most brutal. Like, this is the raw
Yeah, it's
of the
definitely
idea.
it's the most brutal without being brutal.
Right.
Like, again, this movie doesn't have a ton of blood in it.
Nope.
It doesn't have a ton of violence. You don't see Franklin getting cut up. It there is blood in it. There's a little bit more than I even remembered, but it's still almost none.
Right. But it's that brain effect
Right. Yeah, yeah,
builds that idea.
yeah.
Like, they
Yeah,
didn't
let their
need,
brain
yeah.
fill in the spaces.
Like, the movie starts out with the pictures of a corpse. My brain
Hmm.
goes, that's a real corpse.
Hmm.
They really like, oh, we need to dig up these graves and put grandpa on some kind of obelisk and shit. That's how that looks. That
Yeah.
does not look
And
like
that's when we first see
someone
the
like Tom
like
Savini sat there for an hour like
right.
painting that.
Well,
No.
that like that scene when you first see that first corpse and it showed like that just screams heat to me for some reason. Like that was like the first thing that hit me with the heat. I was just like, ugh. I agree with that guy. Like it's that fucking hot that I would die just like that.
Yeah.
With my mouth wide open, just screaming because of the heat. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a good,
Yeah.
it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
It is a good movie. It is
It
one
is
of the
good.
best. If so, if I ever get the goddamn question, which I usually get, like, what's your top five movies of all time? This is
Mhm.
number one by far.
Yeah,
Like, this,
yeah,
I can, from the first time I've ever watched this to the now,
hmm
I still get the same feeling watching
for
it.
sure. Yeah.
I,
I
s-
mean, I got Leatherface tattooed on my back. It's
yeah,
definitely my number one. Like it really is. Um, yeah, I love it.
yes, and it is just that feeling that the movie brings out. It's no longer, like, it's no longer just like,
Yeah, it's not just Leatherface. It's the
well,
movie as a whole.
I can watch Halloween and I
Right.
know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it still brings out that same,
Mhm.
like, those feelings and stuff.
Mhm.
Even though I know the words and I repeat the words, and how many
Mhm.
times do I walk through this house going, "Where's my knife?"
Mhm.
Or,
Yeah.
but I get those same feelings over and over again, and it never changes. Whereas in other horror movies, it has, not
Yeah.
negatively, but just like
I mean,
Michael
I dumped
Myers.
all over the Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy Krueger. Like,
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
but Michael Myers, those guys, I still love their movies, and
Right.
I
Yeah, of
still,
course.
but they don't have that same feeling. Like Halloween, seasonal, fucking Friday the 13th, kind of seasonal, but it's kind of just like a toss up on how I'm
Yeah.
feeling. Freddy Krueger, obviously same toss up, but you throw Texas Chainsaw Massacre on, or if I just see like the title and I'm just like, watch this, it's the same feeling of just like, whoa. You know,
Yeah.
nothing is, it still surprises me to
Yeah.
this day, you know?
Yeah. I right there on the wall over there, I just have in a frame a picture of Leatherface. And it's out of that book that you gave me, that horror
Right,
movie thing. It's not even a scene from a movie. It's literally just Gunner in the mask off screen, like behind the scenes. He's just wearing it
right,
and looking at the camera.
right.
And it's just like a little bust photo of him. And
Hmm.
I put it in a frame and put it on my wall. Like I love it. Like
It
it's great.
such an iconic. I mean, like we all like to say, like, okay, Halloween was the first slasher, but this truly was the first time of taking a character and like not just human being, not just, like masked stalker like with a ski mask, but actually
Right.
give him like oh, he takes the skin off of human beings and makes his
Mhm.
own and make a monster, like a true
Mhm.
monster. And that's what
Mhm.
Leatherface is. That's what the hitchhiker is, and the
Mhm.
cook for that matter. I mean,
Yeah.
like yeah, the cook might not he might just cook, but fucking might must not be easy to fucking be like,
You
well,
shut
got
up. You're just a cook. You shut
yeah.
up. You
Yeah.
shut up. You're just a cook. We'll
If
handle this.
fucking
We'll do this.
he must have he can definitely talk down to the poor hitchhiker and
But the
that's
hitchhiker went back at him too, though.
yeah.
So it's like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, at first he was like, "I told you to stay away from that graveyard," and,
Mhm.
then like he's hitting him with the broomstick, and then like he gets in the truck, and if you notice, the hitchhiker grabs the door of the truck and like starts slamming it and
Mhm.
shit. But those are the small details of this movie that are like
Yeah.
really genuinely beautiful, because
Mhm.
that's what like I love. Okay, so when we pick up yeah, I think when we pick up the hitchhiker, the camera is about like, you know, capturing all of this,
Catching? Sure.
capturing all of this. And the van is like right there where my finger is. It's just
Hmm.
tiny and small.
Hmm.
And like you see the hitchhiker get in and then they're playing that goddamn like banjo country music and shit.
Hmm.
And fucking he's just scared out of his mind. He's just you know, guess we
I don't
picked up.
think he was ever scared. I
No,
think
he
that
was in
yeah,
control. He was
yeah,
just
yeah,
projecting like
yeah, yeah,
I'm in a car, fucking guess we just picked up Dracula and the second they opened their mouths, he knew he won,
yeah, yeah.
you know. And then they drop in like 21 questions. What are you doing all the way out here? You work at that place over there? I was at the
Hmm.
slaughterhouse,
Yeah.
you know.
But it also brings in like one of the things that I liked about Texas 3D is it picks up where this movie ends.
Right.
That I thought was like, despite how people may feel about that movie, personally, I liked it. Um, but I love that they were like, let's just pick up at the end.
Right.
Let's just pick right. That was such a smart idea to me. Just like Halloween 2 picks up right at Halloween, at the end of Halloween 1. It
Right.
is such a good thing to do that when you're making another one. I don't know why. It just feels right.
Hmm.
But there's like things I wanted to like it, the original Texas makes me want to just see it more. And I want to know where the hitchhiker was. I want to know why he was at the slaughterhouse. Was he working? He said he don't work there. He just
Right.
said he was there.
Yeah.
Why what's a day in the life at the barbecue gas station like? Like, you know what I mean? Like I just what does Leatherface do when he's not killing? Like what I
He's
it's
an
such an
artist. He's an
well,
artist,
yeah.
so
Well,
he's
yeah,
doing his
obviously,
art.
because he's got the bone,
He's making
things hanging
bone
around and shit. But
statues and, and
like
that-
what is happening? Like these characters are so interesting and they're not comical like Chop Top.
no,
They don't get cartoony. They're very gritty.
right.
And it makes me wonder like what their day to day is like. What is happening here? Like why, it just makes me more interesting because like even the cook, you see him he tries to play this like nice guy. Oh yeah, yeah. But then you see him come unraveled when he's poking her with the stick
Right.
in the truck, and he's like, hitting her and smacking her. Like you see him unravel. So it's like, well, what are these people doing when nobody's around? Like, what
Right.
do they just go to work and come home and
I,
watch Friends like the rest of the world,
well,
or
yeah, I don't think they got a
like
TV up in that place, but
well, no, but what is it that they do when they're not killing? Because this can't happen every single day. So this is once a
it
month, twice,
has to be because if you look at the dinner table, okay, he's telling them, go ahead and, put her out of her misery because I gotta get up and open the gas station here.
Mhm,
And then we go to, you know, them hitting her and, and then she gets away, she jumps out of the window and the sun is rising. So
mhm.
it's like, is that man gonna get some bed? I mean, or is
I
he
don't
just,
think so.
yeah, no, he's not getting to bed. He,
Yeah.
he ain't going to bed. But
I mean, obviously this happens enough. Like, so the whole kind like, all right, so we got the old people in the beginning, the drunkard laughing, the old man telling him like, you see that fat man there? He's the sheriff.
no,
First of all, there's a sheriff. That drunkard knows what's happening in this town, and he's saying, which tells me, so does the old guy in the back of the pickup. So does the guy that says, give me your hand, I'm taking your
yeah,
girl, you don't mind if I take your girl?
don't
So
mind if
does
I
the
take your girl
sheriff.
there. Huh?
So does everybody else.
They
So
know.
everybody in this town knows. But this happens frequently enough in some fashion. I don't know how they're getting their victims, if they're just plucking a town member every once in a while or something. But this happens
Maybe.
enough that when Sally is sitting in that chair screaming, there's still fresh arms on the arm of the chair,
Yeah,
which is also a funny little pun. Like the arms of the chair are made out of
armchair.
arms,
Yeah.
but like they're not rotting away. It's not flesh and bone. It's not muscle exposed. Those are fresh enough for it to not have rotted in that heat yet. So who does those
That
belong
might be
to?
grave robbing, like just like, oh, we I told you to stay away from that graveyard. Maybe they've done it a couple of times. But
That's
then
true.
again, it also might be like, like that thing where like what Ed Gein was, where Ed Gein would sit there and joke with everybody, like, oh yeah, I got Mary Hogan up at the house.
Hmm.
And he really did, you
Hmm.
know. But no one's like, the guy from the gas station that makes
Hmm.
the barbecue. He's like, yeah, why is your barbecue so good? It's human.
Hmm.
You, like that small town, in the 60s and 70s and 50s and whatnot, you could joke around about that stuff. And people
Hmm.
are just like, you kidding,
Yeah.
because they couldn't believe that a
Yeah,
human
because
being would actually do that.
people couldn't fathom that back
No.
then. No, of
Now
course not.
we're all cynical and
Yeah,
you
naturally, yeah,
say
you think
something like that and
everybody is.
everybody's going to be like, "What?"
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, there's
I
human meat in the barbecue.
yeah, that
It better
tracks.
not be, you know. This better be well, is it non-GMO or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is this organically raised
I
human?
don't know. They may have got their COVID shots.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't ask for their
Are they free range humans
yeah, the
or
medical. Well, they were definitely running when we caught up to them, so
yeah.
but that I think that's the mentality of that town. They
Mhm.
know that place is kind of weird, and the guy that washes the windows is kind of weird, and it's like the hitchhiker. They know they have had to have seen him, hitchhiking around now and again, and
Mm.
that boy there,
But
he's
that's what I'm
odd,
saying. That's why I'm so interested in the town and the people
right?
as it's its own thing, is because I want to know how that town as its own organism works. Like they know that Leatherface is there.
Right.
Just like in 3D, they've always known he was there. They didn't know where he was anymore, but they knew he was there somewhere. Or they thought he was dead at that point, but they knew he existed. They know the hitchhiker exists. So what happens when the sheriff picks him up?
Right.
Is he just a good boy and he gets out and he goes home? What happens when the sheriff needs gas? What happens when, you know what I mean? Like, what happens when the guy washing the windows gets into an argument with the cook?
Right.
He goes, "Fuck you! You didn't pay me right this week." Is
I
he
think
on the
that
chopping block?
that
Like,
guy
yeah,
that's washing those windows, I think he's getting paid in barbecue. So
well, yeah. Either way, but like, the point is still the same. Like, what? How does this town function knowing that these three are on a murdering spree, and why is everybody okay with it? And why is,
right.
and how are these people, these murderers, how do they interact? Do
Maybe
they
that's a
know
good
not to
little art
rock the,
project of like
do they know to
developing that
not?
idea,
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, it would be, that's what I'm saying. It would be an interesting little movie because I want to see how they interact with the people that they can't kill.
Right.
Are they mad? Are they friendly? Are they, like what, how does this town function knowing that there's three murderers in this house over here?
Right.
Like,
Like give me
you,
that, yeah, that prequel. Not the
yeah,
prequel to the remakes, but the prequel to the original and how
right.
like these
I want to
three
see the town hall meeting where they're all sitting there going,
existing. Yeah.
do we say something or do we just shut our mouths
No.
and, keep living our lives?
Right, right. Like that idea. Like how did they end up there, things
Yeah.
like that. So,
Does some teenager like disappear? Doesn't grandma disappear? And everybody's just like, well, you know how it works around here.
right, right. And like that's idea. That's but then again, that's what makes it like a prestige S
Because
movie.
they just don't address any of that.
Well, no, is because your brain wants to know more than what the movie will provide.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
the movie provides a A to B
Hmm.
story. Like you
Hmm.
know it all. But now, because you're so hungry for more information in this world,
Hmm.
like what about that person? What about
Hmm.
what was the guy in the tire's name? You know?
Hmm.
Like how did he get out there? And why are you sitting in a tire? There's a
Yeah, why are
perfectly
you
good
sitting in that
bed.
fucking tire? Yeah, that's
There's
so
like a
weird.
bed in a truck, I
Yeah,
mean, this is the most exciting thing to happen in the town, I guess, but
yeah.
why?
Sally's nipples were the most exciting thing that happened in that town.
Fucking, but yeah, like there's just like these small stories
Yeah, yeah.
that build in this movie, and
Yeah,
that is why
that world is, yeah, for sure.
amazing,
Yeah.
amazing, and I want to know more. That and like in some like in the Michael Myers world, in the Jason world, in the Freddy world, there are small little bits that I want to know more
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
But this one raises the most questions because the Michael Myers story continues. Um the Freddy story continues. The Jason story continues, but the Leatherface from 1 to 2, and I think we'll talk more about this when we get into 2, is
Hmm.
completely different.
Yeah.
Like 100% had to be. And we're
Yeah.
kind of left with a brand new idea and family,
Well, this happens so many times throughout the Texas like catalog.
Hmm.
They're not only are they have one, he's Thomas, one he's Jedediah, one he's a Sawyer, one he's a, this person. And then, he looks like this in this movie, looks like this in this movie, looks like this in this movie. Like he is the most changed around, chopped up, like
Yes.
person in any of the, like, yeah, Michael's masks look pretty bad for a while, but he's the most like
But the
fucked over
story still, there's
character.
something that still remains the same, and that's a Loomis, or
Right,
this
right,
or
right,
that,
right. But he's always still Michael Myers too.
Right. He's
Like he's always
always
Michael Myers. He went to jail or he went to the asylum as a kid. He's blah. This changes. This like one he's an
every movie.
invalid, one he's an invalid, one he's not, one he's super athletic, one he's not, one he was picked on as a kid, one he wasn't, one he was, it's like
All right.
there's no consistency to this catalog of movies, and I don't love that, but I do like the idea of just like, yeah, fuck it. In this one, he's going to be this person, and in this one,
Right.
he's going to be this person, and in this one, he's going to have these character traits, and this one, he's going to have these like, I,
And maybe that's the test of time for that first movie, is that because the first movie was such like a
I honestly,
powerhouse,
yeah,
you couldn't make a direct sequel. You couldn't
yeah,
figure that out. Whereas like Michael, you could do a direct sequel.
hmm
Freddy, you could do a direct sequel.
yeah,
Jason, obviously that changed a little until they got to their honeypot. And now
right,
that after that third one, it was just like, yeah, the hockey mask, run with it, run with
yeah,
it, you know?
right, right, yeah.
So,
I don't know. I feel like it all. Okay, I'm gonna say this as much as I love this franchise, and I love all of it except for the two newest ones. Um, I think that they did such a disservice to the
yes,
first one by making more. If this was a standalone movie, I I, I mean, and I understand, everybody gets franchised, but they didn't stay consistent. If that
right,
was still Leatherface in the second and the third and next generation, then you would have been on to something. But they did such a disservice, and it was like a slap in the face to that first one to make
right,
more. I did not like I like them, but I also don't like them. I
right,
think that
right.
they're, you know,
Like I, yes,
whatever.
I love, the future, the sequels of this movie. There are some really good ones. There are some really bad ones, but I think
Yeah.
it is just the popularity of the character, but yet there's no there's no flavor in that barbecue, you know?
Yeah, but the character was so not flushed out that people were able to take such liberties with the character that they
Yes.
ruined it.
Right.
Like there's aspects that, like you said, like some of them, don't like some of them. In the 3D one, one of the shots that I really, really enjoy is where he's sticking that needle through his mouth and pulling it out. He's like
Mm-hmm.
sewing that face on. Really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't need to change the fucking face. Like that is so iconic. And in the second one, why is his face brown? Is he doing blackface? Like, what is that? Like, what is
I think
happening?
that
Why
was
is that?
artistic design of like older rod. I know Tom Savini did the second one, and the first one, I don't remember the guy's name, but I do know the method. Like
Mhm.
the guy in the first movie, he had like $10 to try to do this.
And
Tom
you know what? He
Savini,
fucking nailed it.
yeah, and Tom Savini had a whole workshop to try to make this kind of like toxic Avenger looking face.
Yeah,
So
he failed. He failed. I'm sorry, but sorry. I love you, Tom,
he
but
failed compared to the first one, but when we get in the second one, we're moving into the second one. The second one has its ups and downs, but
yeah, yeah. All right,
you
all
know,
right. Yeah.
so
This is
but
like a
in that case,
4 hour
Jacob,
review, so let's
yeah,
just get it over with.
yeah, in that case, would you go see this in the theater?
Absolutely.
Yes, I would. Fucking, do you own physical copies of this, Jacob?
Yeah, sure do.
I own actually a lot of them. I have like,
Yeah, I've got it
I
on
got
DVD a
like
couple times
a
and
VHS, a
VHS.
metal box, a fucking Blu-ray. I think I got
Right.
another, like, it was like a special edition with like a Walmart exclusive box or something of it. And it's
Yeah.
like, I have a lot of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mhm.
Cult classic?
No, not
No.
anymore.
I
Can't be.
think. I think there's diehard fans, but I do not see it being like
I think
this.
that there's a cult love,
I
but
think that, yeah,
you lose your cult status when you become so popular.
right,
And it is popular, but it's also one of those movies where you go, yeah, you love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they go, yeah, and then you go, oh, cool, man. Do you remember like what part? And they're like, oh, Leatherface. Well, no, I know, but like, did you like how they made the Heat a character? What?
right.
Leatherface. Like, then you didn't like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, get the
Yeah,
fuck out of my
pay
face.
attention
Like,
more.
yeah,
Or the worst is when people are like, I like the remakes more. and it's just like
Yeah.
I
I've
don't.
had people like, yo, did you love I see you got that Leatherface tattoo. Did you love the Netflix one? And then I'm like, get the fuck out of my face.
Right,
Like, I
right,
don't
yeah.
think you realize how much danger you're in right now. Get out of my face. Like,
Fucking start swinging the chainsaw like at
yeah,
the
yeah,
end.
yeah, exactly.
Would you recommend this movie to people?
Yeah, of course.
I think, yeah, this
You know what? Actually, no, no,
you're not gonna recommend the
no, because
Texas.
I want it for me. It's
I want it
mine.
for
Like
okay. I
I
agree.
love the movie, and I don't want somebody to go, I don't get it. No,
Yeah.
fuck the new generation of people that go, I don't understand this movie. This movie's stupid. Like, no, you're stupid. Get the fuck out of here. No, it's my
Yeah.
movie. I'm not recommending it to anybody because I don't want to hear somebody's shitty opinion on the movie. So there. No, I don't. I don't.
The valid, valid,
Do you?
valid.
Do you
So,
recommend this?
oh yeah, I recommend it just because I want more. Like maybe I will find that kid who's not into horror, or maybe that person who I watched it once and I didn't get it at the time. No, watch it again and again and
Mhm.
again. Like
Yeah.
watch it like four more times. Go get
I could see being very selective with who I recommend it to. I
right,
guess I could go that route about it. Like I'm not going to just throw it out to any old buddy, but if
right.
I know somebody who can appreciate horror and they haven't seen it, then yeah.
Get some barbecue, some ribs, something that's gonna make you uncomfortable while eating this, you
Yeah.
know, and just
Pimento cheese.
yeah. Hey, pimento actually ain't that bad. Fucking I like
I
pimento
don't
cheese.
love it, but I think the texture when they're talking about head cheese, that's the texture that comes to mind.
Think olive loaf. That's basically what head cheese is.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you have like if you
I'm
ever
good.
had olive loaf as a kid,